Continuing our reading in Poppy's Return by Avi, this episode is Chapter 31, The Bulldozer. "It's so big," said Mephitis, his bushy tail twitching as he stared up at the towering bulldozer. He was standing between Aerith and Junior. With them were Laurel and Pine, who were also gazing up at the machine.
Horsefly hockey,
muttered Aerith.
Trees are a lot bigger.
"Yeah, right," said Junior. "Only trees stay put. This monster moves. I saw it. It was wicked scary." Mephitis looked over his shoulder at Grey House. "Is it really going to knock the house down?" "Everyone says so," said Pine. "I wish they would just find a new home," added Laurel. "It's so crowded here. No one likes it."
Long as Poppy gets back to the snag,"
muttered Aerith.
"I don't care."
"Come on, Uncle Aerith," said Junior. "What are you so worried about? No way is Mama going to stay here." "Lungwort said she would," said Laurel.
"Lungmort is just potted pill garlic,"
said Aerith. Pine started to laugh. "He does that a lot," agreed Laurel.
"Maybe," said Aerith. "Maybe I need to go and give him a piece of my tail."
"Maybe," said Junior, still standing up to the bulldozer. "We need to figure out this thing first." "I could just lay down some stink all over it," said Mephitis. That might help?" "It would be better," said Pine, "if you gave us some stink." "Yeah," agreed Laurel. "That's what we need."
"Oh, livid crab licorice,"
said Aerith, looking around at the two mice.
"Do you really want that smell?"
"Then we'd be just like Junior," said Pine. "Yeah, doing the stinky red," Laurel explained. Junior belched his approval. "Wow, you're so amazing," said Laurel. I hope you teach us that too." "You really want my stink?" the skunk asked the mice. "We sure do," the mice chorused. "Stand over there," said Mephitis.
"No, I don't want any part of this,"
muttered Aerith. He stood on his hind legs, grabbed hold of the bulldozer treads, and pulled himself up. At the same time, the two mice ran off a few paces, and with their backs toward Mephitis called, "Ready!" "Keep your eyes closed," the skunk ordered. When they did, he turned, stood on his forepaws, aimed his backside at the mice, and blew out a cloud of stink that settled over them. Giggling, the two mice rubbed themselves all over. Then Laurel sniffed Pine, even as Pine sniffed Laurel. "That's wicked wild," cried Pine. "Yes," cried Laurel. "The stinky red." "Yo, dude," cried a laughing Junior. "Now you're just like me. All you have to do is learn to belch." "Later," said Laurel. "Come on," she said to Pine. "I know some of my cousins will want to do the stinky red too." The two mice ran off. Junior climbed up onto the bulldozer. "Hey," he called to Mephitis. "Come up here. Maybe we can find a way to take this thing apart." "Sure," said Junior.
I think you should leave it alone,"
said Aerith as the skunk crawled up the bulldozer to join them. "Just saying we should try and fix it so it won't move," said Junior.
"I told you," said the porcupine. "I want them to knock the house down."
"Uncle Aerith, that's so dumb," said Junior. "If they knock the house down, Mama's whole family will move into the Dimwood Forest. You want Aunt Lily for a neighbor?"
Barking doggerels," cried Aerith. "I never thought of that. All right, let's take this thing apart."
He scampered into the cab. All three sniffed about, trying to make sense of the pedals and levers.
Too much metal,"
announced Aerith.
"There's nothing to chew."
"Hey," said Junior, "what's all this stuff?" Reaching up, he grasped a lever and tried to pull it. It wasn't big or strong enough. He wasn't big or strong enough to make it budge. Aerith continued to search and sniff about. Suddenly, he sat up.
Salt," he cried out. "I smell salt."
Beginning to drool, the porcupine hastily hauled himself up to the driver's seat. He inhaled deeply, leaned out, and put his nose to a handle.
Oh, chipped caterpillar custard. There's salt here,
he announced and started to lick it. How did you get there? Junior asked.
Human sweat,
Aerith managed to say between slobbers.
it's the only good thing about them.
Mephitis, meanwhile, caught sight of the dangling chain that was attached to the engine key. He pulled at it, but it didn't move. Hey, let me help you, called Junior. He grabbed hold of the chain and hauled himself up, kicking his rear legs as he went. Once he got to the key, he tried to pull it out. It would not move. Try twisting it, suggested Mephitis. Junior reached around the key with his forepaws and hugged it, flattening the whole body to it. Then he kicked up again while waving his tail. He kicked so hard that the key levered up and around, flipping Junior, which caused him to loosen his grip and drop. With a roar, the motor began to churn. Aerith, startled by the noise, fell hard against the lever that he had been licking, shoving it forward. Next moment, the bulldozer began to move. Hey! Cried Junior from the floor of the cab. What's happening? Aerith, righting himself, looked around.
Oh, sugared squash rackets. This thing is moving.
How did that happen? Said Mephitis, trying to hold on. Junior, righting himself, then climbed up to the driver's seat and then up to the dashboard. Uncle Aerith, he shouted, you better do something.
Why should I do something, Fuzzball? You started the motor, not me.
But I don't know what to do.
How did you start it?
It must have been the key. I think I turned it.
Oh, then turn it back, Banana Brain. Turn it back.
Whoa, called Mephitis. This thing moves fast. Junior leaped for the key, grabbed it, clung to it with his whole body, and tried to twist it around. It was no use.
Oh, pancake puddles, screamed Aerith. Turn it off!
I can't, Junior shouted. Mephitis hauled himself up to the seat, sat up, and looked out. Hey, guess what? He said.
What?
We're headed right for Gray House. That's the end of chapter 31.